Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and I've kind of finished going through Tarkir Dragonstorm. There's nothing really else I'm really interested in covering at the moment, but if there's one of the commanders I haven't covered, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll be very interested to know what you think. But this week I've had a few requests, and I've had a couple of people ask me to update things, so this week's going to be kind of a request update week of videos. But today is something a bit funky, and I mean funky in the best way possible. So, as I hope every Commander player in the world is aware, we had an update to the Game Changers list last week. This is the list as it now stands. I'm just showing it here. This is, I can't remember who put this out. One of my mods put it in my Discord channel for me. So thank you, Deathly, for doing that for me. But this is all the Game Changers now. There's 60 something odd cards on here. And I decided to be a bit bizarre. Yeah, I've been very bizarre. I'll be honest about it. I'm surprised I haven't broken Mox Field at the moment, but I've done something really weird, which I will probably honestly say I will probably play once and only once on stream, which will happen at some stage. But I kind of broke all the rules. But to break all the rules, you need a 5-color commander, and there is one 5-color commander that I really do like, and it's. Let me talk about the influences. So here we go. Here's the commander for this deck, if you haven't already worked it out from the graphic on the screenshot. I've gone with Jodah, Archmage Eternal. Back in the day, this is one of the most feared commanders that we had in my friendly local playing group. We had a person playing it who built it, and yeah, they got Wooburg on the table and they won the game very easily. So I decided to have a little bit of fun. Because of the changes to the Game Changer list, I decided it'd be fun to see how many Game Changers I could fit in one deck and still have a deck that was playable. Now, I have played it a little bit just against myself, you know, like you can on MtGO, and it is ridiculously fun. But it has so many Game Changers in it, it is crazy, to the extent of which I think on Moxfield is listed as a 5, and it's the first time I've ever hit a 5 on anything. So I thought we'll have a little bit of fun to kick the week off with. We'll have a look at the Game Changers, and I'll do some sensible decks for the rest of the week. But this is the Game Changer deck, so here we go. This is what it really does look like, and it is a lot of fun to play. If, and I will say this now, you want to upset everyone in your friendly play group, this is probably the deck you want to think about playing. So here we go. I'm going to leave Jodah up here just so we've got its reference, but the first card in the deck, Lord Windgrace. Again, one of the cards that people dread playing against. It was one of the commander cards. I can't remember which set it came out in now, but it could be a commander, and no one really liked playing against it. So you're probably picking a theme up of what a lot of these creatures are going to be. So from there, we start hitting the creatures, and we start straight off with 3 Game Changers just for the laugh factor. We've got Kinnan the Bonder Prodigy here, so we can abuse the non-land sources of mana to get extra, and then do the whole top 5 thing quite easily with 7 mana. Once we get too low on cards, we've got Thassa's Oracle to make sure we can win the game with our devotion level. And then we've got Yuriko the Tiger Shadow also in the deck. The Commander Ninjutsu ability is ridiculous. We all know this. You don't pay the command attacks on it. Yuriko can go in and out of your command zone as much as you want to. But as you know, it's in the deck, so the command zone doesn't really work. But, you know, it's still here. It's still Yuriko. It's still stupid. We've put in a couple of the other cards that I've had real fun playing over the years. Aragon's in here. We're playing a 5-color deck. We're going to get a lot of the triggers from the 5 colors. So the white gives us a creature, blues give us scry, red deals lightning bolt to an opponent, and then green spells pump up a creature by +4/+4. The other card that people really don't like playing against is Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. So that's in as well. Nothing really to proliferate, probably outside of Lord Windgrace from what I remember, but you know, it's here. It's not a game changer, but it is here. And, you know, Vigilance, Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink is always good fun. The next game changer, Grand Arbiter Augustine IV is in. Makes our blue and white spells cost less, and everyone costs 1 more to cast. Nissa, the World Soul Speaker, is in as well, just so we can have another alternative way of paying for our creatures. Do all the energy tricks with the landfall, get a couple of energy counters, then pay 8 energy to cast a permanent. The next game changer, Notion Thief. Yeah, If an opponent would draw a card except for the first one they draw on each of their draw steps, they skip it and you draw, and it has flash, so it's very annoying. This is one card I'm amazed that hasn't made the game change list yet. Prosper Tombbound always seems to warp a game. Whenever I'm playing online, this is always the card that seems to warp it, so I've put it in here. Urza, Lord High Artificer, had to be in here as well. Another one of those commanders that everyone dreads playing against, and now it's a game changer. Shalane, Teller of Tales, another card I'm surprised is not on the game changer list yet. I mean, it is 5 mana, it's a 2/4. It doesn't do much unless you cast creature spells, so, you know, it's there. But you can bench your creatures in and out. Gonti, the Canny Inquisitor, just because I like it and I love the artwork on this version, and we get to do the whole, we can nick people's cards off their library and cast them. Mr. Foxglove, the video I've done on this is the most watched video I've got here on YouTube. I think the last time I looked, it was nearly at 2,800 views. Which is amazing for my little YouTube channel where there's 668 of you subscribed. So, you know, I love that. That's fantastic. But yeah, Mr. Foxglove's here because it's just fun. The next game changer, which is one of the ones that I don't agree with, is Seaborn Muse. I don't see why it's a game changer. I know it gives you an additional upkeep and all the rest of it, but I'm dubious about this one being on the list. But it's here. Terror Grid, God of Fright. Everybody hates playing against it. We all know what it does. You can either play it as the god itself, that just, you know, people sacrifices a non-token opponent or discards a permanent. You get to put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under our control. Or we can have the Lantern and just really upset people. So, you know, one way or the other. Consecrated Sphinx is in. That makes perfect sense to me as to why it's on the game changer list. You put this down, you manage to get around to your turn again. You've probably drawn at least 6 cards if it stayed around. Yeah, that's just stupid. I think that should have been on the game changer list since the beginning. Then a few more creatures that I just like having a lot of fun with. The other version of Atraxa, the Grand Unifiers here, so we can go and get the cards. Coma, Cosmos Serpent, always gives me a fit when I see someone play it if I can't deal with it the turn it comes down, because, you know, sacrifice a Serpent and then you make it indestructible. That's hard to deal with. Maelstrom Wanderer was my first ever deck I built in paper that wasn't a precon. My first precon deck, as I've talked about many times recently, was the Dragon. But Maelstrom Wanderer's here just for a bit of nostalgia for me. Next game changer, Vorinclex, the Voice of Hunger. Let's just switch to printing version as I go along here. That one will do. You know what it does. Whenever you tap a land for mana, you get to add an extra one. And then whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, it doesn't untap in the next untap step. Apex Devastator's here for the same nostalgia reasons, because I just like Cascade, 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 Cascade. And then Jingataxis, the core Augur. Again, sorry. Switch to printing version. I should really learn to check these before I do it. We'll do that one, that's fine. Beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards, and each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. It's all good fun. And again, another card should be on the game changers list from the start. Sorcery's not too bad. Farseek, Nature's Law, 3 visits, Cultivate. Not game changers, just normal land ramp that I play in any 5-colour deck. And then 4 more game changers. Jessica's Will, because it's now on the list. And yep, I'll go understand why. Same with Natural Order. I can understand why that's on the list as well. You can go and sacrifice a green creature and put another green creature into play. I am looking at, you know, sacrificing something up here. You know, Nissa maybe. Push comes to shove, Kinnan, and then going and getting something like, I don't know, Vorinclex. Yeah, that just sounds stupid to me. Because it's been unbanned, we had to have Coalition Victory, and here's another win condition just for the laugh factor, and it's here. Again, that should be on the game changers list. It should have never have been banned, I think. There's enough ways of dealing with an 8-mana sorcery in the game. Expropriate is the final one, just to give us either the extra turn or an opponent. So, you know, it makes sense what that's on the game changers list now. From there, we go to the instance. And they're all game changers. So, you know, this one I'm saying you'll upset people playing this deck. Crop rotations here to go and get the lands we want. And then one of each of the main 1-mana costing tutors are all in here. So Enlightened, Mystical, Vampiric, Worldly. And then we go to Cyclonic Rift to control the board, and then Teferi's Protection to save ourselves when everyone realises we're the big arch enemy and we should not be here. From there, Artifacts, Chrome Mox, because yep, we like discarding cards and sorting things out that way. And then Mox Amber, because we will have legendary creatures in place, we might as well get mana that way. Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, the usual selection. Elixir of Immortality to shuffle everything back in when it goes wrong and do it all again. Mana Vault is a game changer, had to be in the deck. And then the rest of the artifacts, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Fellwar Stone, Mind Stone. Ancient Cornucopia is here because we do have a lot of multicolored spells. That's a nice way of getting a little bit of life. Ether Flux Reservoir, I really enjoy playing, and hopefully we'll get there and cast a whole load of spells, either using Jodah or Nissa or some other thing, and yeah, kill people off by losing 50 life and dealing them 50 damage. Etherworks Marvel, just to give us some more energy generation, and then if we do get to 6 and we can pay one of the cards off the top 6 of our library for free, is fine. Game Changer comes in, and the One Ring, it had to be here. I think it must be the first one on everyone's Game Changer list when it first hit. Etherflux Conduit, again, another way of just me getting energy, which I like. And then if I can get 50 energy, draw 7, play 7 for free, I'm going to be very happy. Bolus's Citadel, another Game Changer, another card I thought would have been on the list at the start, sorry. Yeah. You all know what this does, just play the cards off the top of your library and lose the life equal to it. Works really well in conjunction with Etherflux Reservoirs, I'm sure every single Magic player in the world now knows. And then the Great Henge. Now, again, this is one I thought would have hit the Game Changer list. I'm really glad it didn't, don't get me wrong, but I thought it would have hit the list. So it not being there has cheered me up no end, because it's just a great card. We've got another couple of things. We've got Survival of the Fittest, so we can go and find one of the cards we really want, one of the creatures we really want. We've got Food Chain if we need to sack off some of our creatures to, well, exile them, basically, to get some extra mana. That had to be here. Whether we're going to use it or not is a different matter altogether, but a little bit of fun with it being here. Rhystic Study also makes an appearance, coming in just to give us that card draw, and then Smothering Tithe. Another one, both of the, well, all 4 of these enchantments I completely agree with being on the Game Changer list, put it that way. So from there, we just have 2 lands that Game Changers. We have every Triome, by the way, all the search lands, 2 of each basic to give us 40 mana, and then the 2 Game Changers are obviously Gaia's Cradle and Field of the Dead, because we all know what they do. But yeah, I will only play this deck once. This will be one shot only on a stream. I will play it. I will probably upload the game at some stage, assuming, well, I'll upload the game no matter what happens, just for the laugh factor. But I want to see if it's possible. I think I've made it so it is possible. Whether it's going to be, I mean, with the amount of game changes, it automatically goes into bracket 5. I'm aware of that. Whether it should be at that level, especially with this commander. I mean, you could put any 5-colour commander in here you want. I did think about the Sliver Queen. I thought that'd be quite funny, so I could pump out some slivers. So it might change that, but I quite like Jodah's ability to cast anything for Wooburg instead of some of the other mana costs, especially when you got things like Jin, Apex, Foreign Clicks, Maelstrom Wanderer, etc. It might be a little bit easier using the Wooburg mana than anything else. And that's what it is. Yeah, like I said, it's the deck I wanted to build. I want to see if it worked. We're going to play it once on stream at some stage, and we'll take it from there. But the rest of this week is just going to be things that I've been requested to do, and I will be doing them very shortly. So if you think there's a game changer I've missed out, or you just want to tell me how bad a Magic player I am, please leave a comment down below. In any interaction with the YouTube channel helps get my visibility out there. So, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Even if it's, try not to use bad words. If you think there's a card that should be in here that would help me make this deck even more broken, please let me know in the comments down below. That'd be lovely. There are some I've missed out. I'm aware of that mainly because of their price on MtGO at the moment. So I'm not swimming in tickets, as it were, at the moment. So I had to take some of them out. I'm aware of some of the ones I missed. But it's just fun, and I thought it'd be quite funny to see if we could actually make a reasonable deck with it, which I think I have. So for now, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll be back tomorrow with start of the request and the redo week. So thank you very much. And if there's a Tarkir Dragonstorm card I haven't done, leave a comment, let me know. I won't get it covered this week, so I'll have done the videos by the time you see this one for this week, but I will get it done next week for you. So for now, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.